If you're not familiar with Jet guitars, then I'm going to show you today a couple of the different models, and we're going to look at whether or not £160 retail guitar is just for kids to learn on, or is it a serious instrument or a second guitar or for a gigging musician. Hey, Mark here, hope you're well. Now in today's video, something a little bit different. I'm in a place called Absolute Music, which is in the Bournemouth and Poole area. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to look at a couple of the different models. I've got a regular 3 single coil one here, and I've also got to compare it with one which has got a humbucker. So what we're going to do today is we're going to have a look and just compare the sounds. I've got a little Blackstar Core ID amp, which is a perfect starter amp. You can get these for around about 100 quid depending on which model it is. So we're trying to keep everything budget conscious and to see what kind of sounds you can get from this type of budget. Let's get stuck in and we'll have a look, and first of all I'm just going to demo some of the regular sounds that you'd expect to hear from this type of guitar, and I'll show you whether the tone controls respond that well, which is usually a bugbear of cheaper guitars. So I'm on that pickup, bridge pickup, all the controls are just fully up. Moving on to these two. Onto the middle. So let's have a look at the neck pickup and the middle pickup on their out of phase settings, see what they sound like. And finally, the neck pickup. Now, one of the bugbears with cheaper guitars is usually that the volume and the tone controls don't work that well. So let's just see how they kind of respond to getting rolled off a bit. So I'm still on the neck pickup. Okay, it's quite nice. Yeah, that's really good actually, because a lot of the cheaper guitars, as soon as you touch that, all your volume's gone. So it's obviously quite a decent volume control on there. We'll try that on the other guitar in a minute as well. Let's just see what the effect is on the bridge pickup with the same setting. Yeah, not bad at all. Let's see if it can funk. Let's try the other out of phase setting. Now, on these type of guitars, we've got the 2 tone controls. Principally, that one would do the neck pickup. So there's no tone on there. When you go to this setting, this is still affecting that one, and this one now is affecting the middle one. So if I go to the middle pickup, roll the tone off, neck pickup, let's roll the tone back on. Yeah, they're all really nice. They work really well actually. I'm quite genuinely surprised just how good they are actually for this kind of budget. So let's have a look at some sounds. Let's try some out of phase. Neck pickup. I'm just going to give that a little bit more gain. Sweet. Alright, that was the stall. Okay, so let's have a look at, I picked like the wonkiest stall in the whole shop. It's good job I don't get seasick, isn't it? Okay, so yeah, really impressed with them. They seem to work really well. Let's have a talk about some of the features, and then what I'll do, I'll change the sound and we'll see what it sounds like with a bit of lead style tone. Okay, so first things first, the finish on this, apart from my smudgy fingerprints that I've now put on it, is actually really, really nice. The quality of the paint looks really good. As you can see, the pickups have still got the little plastic bits on them, but generally, as a starter player, one of the hardest things is finding guitars that actually play well, and the trouble with budget stuff is it's budget for a reason. So you generally find that you're having to compromise, maybe not so much on finish, but certainly on fittings. But the machine heads on this, they're really nice quality. I'll just show you there. You can see that they obviously don't trust me. They think I'm going to sprint downstairs and out into the car park with it. But the chrome finish on these, the fit and finish, the actual detail on them is really nice. Now, this is a roasted maple neck. Generally, I'm not a fan of maple fretboards, but with this one, it looks like it's a one-piece piece of timber, and because it doesn't have any lacquer on it, it's got a nice kind of satin finish. So that feels really good. And also, one of the other things with a budget guitar is the fret finish. So I'm happy to report, actually, you know, this is really nice. There's no obvious nasty ends poking out or anything like that. Now, one of the guys in the store, Luke, did say to me that these Jet guitars could always benefit from a change of strings. When they're new, they're not the highest quality strings, but actually it plays okay. Now, I've got to say, for me personally, the action is a bit low. I struggle a bit with some of this sort of playing the faster stuff, because there's not enough tension there for me. I like to have a little bit of higher action, the slightly heavier strings. I think these are 9s, but the actual playability, I've got to say, I bought one of these for my daughter a couple of weeks ago, and it's absolutely perfect. She loves it, and she seems to have no trouble actually just sort of finding her way around those chords with their action down here, which can sometimes be a bit of a battle. If you're a learner, the last thing you need is to be able to fight against the string tension there. So that's really nice. Bit light for me. I've played 2 or 3 of them. They all seem to be set up that way, but obviously that's a personal thing, so you can change that. So let's carry on having a look at the rest of the hardware. Okay, I'm trying to show you here without getting too much reflection of the video camera. It's a bit weird seeing myself there. The chrome finish on this is really nice. Again, there's no sharp edges. The detailing seems really nice. The fit and finish of the screws and the quality of the actual, you know, the fittings, the controls, everything's really, really solid. I'm genuinely really impressed. So it's amazing, really, that you can get this kind of guitar for this money. So I can't say anything bad about it. Honestly, I really can't. It's absolutely amazing for the price. So what we'll do is we'll have a look at some of the kind of rockier tones and see how they sound. And I should just say, I'm in a demo booth at Absolute, and just outside the room I'm in, they've got a huge PA system, and there's their entire warehouse style guitar store and a general music store, which I'll show you. I'll try not to get distracted if there's people walking past, but if you hear a bit of background noise, that's what it is. For those of you that are watching this that are considering something like this as a second guitar, what a fantastic choice it would be, because then you might not get grief from the other important person in your life about how much money you've spent, like a Murphy Les Paul for $5,000 or whatever they are nowadays. So opposite end of the spectrum completely, but fantastic value. And if you are as old as me, you might even remember something like this when I grew up listening to the Hank Marvin. They don't even trust me with the tremolo on. Let's have a look at some distorted sounds. Okay, so I'm on the bridge pickup. Okay, in traditional Stratocaster style, that control doesn't work for the bridge. Just like check. So if you roll that down a bit, we should get some nice crunch sounds from that single coil there. I have to say also the tuning holds up really well on this. I gave it a little bit of a hammering before I started filming, and I was really impressed with that. Okay, let's try some neck pickup stuff. Still sounds really nice and clear actually. The single coils cutting through, doesn't sound muddy or there's no real horrible overtones coming through, which sometimes you get with a neck pickup when the distortion sound plays a chord. So that's the bridge. That's the neck. Okay, let's have a look at some middle pickup sounds with the overdrive kind of tone. Cleans up quite nicely actually, doesn't it? And the out of phase, although personally I probably wouldn't use these too much with distortion, because you don't really get much of the separation difference that you do with the clean sound from having the neck. And then if that's these two, middle, okay, you can hear that biting through a bit more. Let's try the bridge and the middle. That sounds sweet. And that is just the bridge. So if we go back to the neck in the middle, and then going to the bridge in the middle. So yeah, there's quite a bit of tonal difference there. Okay, so I just wanted to show you a quick close-up on this one as well. See how beautiful that finish is all around there. Really impressed with that. The neck's really lovely feel to it. And I'll just flip it over and show you what the finish is like on the neck pocket. Okay, so as you can see, the guitar's obviously still got its packaging on it. Really nice finish, really good solid neck pocket finish there, and it's got some lovely detailing on this. I think that's engraved on there, not sure, but yeah, that feels really nice. Neck profile's really good, really comfortable, and got some really nice quality fittings on there as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to swap these over and we'll have a look and see how much difference the bridge pickup as a humbucker makes, and a couple of differences between the guitars. So now looking at this one, you see that the first most obvious difference is the humbucker, but also you've only got two controls now, volume and tone, and one other major difference is the jack socket goes into the bottom of the body instead of on top of the body like this one. So you can see them together there. There's quite a few subtle differences, and obviously one of the most important is going to be the actual sound. Now because you've got a humbucker there, it's a lot more powerful. So on a clean sound for the single coil, where you've got a sweeter kind of clearer tone, straight away this one feels a little bit more like edgy. It's got a little bit more punch to it, which is obviously what you'd expect because now you've got two pickups. Just stop for a little retune because Two reasons. One, it's actually quite cold today. It's quite cold in here in this little room. And secondly, this was tuned down to E flat earlier. I've tuned it back up, but there's a little bit of string creepage until it gets back into its kind of comfort zone, if you like. So everything's kind of balanced. Now, there's a tiny little bit of tremor adjustment on there. So the obvious difference is that pickup, but what you do still get is the other tones. So that would be one of these coils and the middle, and then the middle on its own. So I wouldn't expect any more tonal variety there. It should just be the same as a single coil from there, but of course the only difference is the tone control now works on the bridge pickup as well. So it's one of the main differences between a humbucker guitar and the single coil. You've got slightly different control options there. So what we'll do is we'll have a look at that on a kind of rockier tone. Oh, nice. Yeah, and the tone control, again, works really well. I think someone's testing a bass guitar outside now, but we'll live with that. Again, it's a little bit light for me to play. I'm struggling a bit because the action's too light, which is weird when you think about it, but there you go. Okay, I just wanted to give you a close-up of some of the details on this. This one's got a particularly nice finish on it. And it's a little bit tricky to film in here because I'm not in my usual setup, but I just wanted to really show you what the guitar was about all close up. So if some of the lighting's a little bit off, I do apologise for that. It's got a really nice little logo actually. I don't know if that sort of reflects on stage, probably does. The hardware, really nice, lovely quality, really couldn't fault the guitar at all. So there you have it. This guitar is equally as playable as the other. I had a look over it earlier. Again, all the same quality principles apply as well. So you tell me, could you gig with a guitar that costs £169 or £159? Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. We'll be checking out more stuff, and I'll be showing you some more stuff from Absolute Guitars, or sorry, Absolute Music. And if you want to speak to the guys here to see what they've currently got in stock, then give them a call. I'll put the details down below in the comments and description. Cheers for watching. See you soon.